I wanted to refresh myself with the original version of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, ahead of the live version of Disney's Snow White being released. The first release date for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was the 21st of December 1937. In the UK, the British Board of Film Censors, as they were called then, awarded Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs an A certificate. The A certificate meant anyone under the age of 16 must be accompanied by an adult, as there was some scary scenes. This certification stayed the same until 1964. In 1964, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was reclassified down to a U certificate in the UK. The film had a ratio of 1.37 to 1. In the days of films being released on 35mm, this was not a problem, as there was only one ratio. In the days before sound, the ratio was 1.33 to 1. When sound took up a space on the edge of the film print, this cut down the image of the on-screen ratio to 1.37 to 1. In 1953, CinemaScope was introduced into cinemas worldwide. CinemaScope was a wider picture image with a ratio of 2.35 to 1. As a result of this, cinemas ended up with two ratios: scope and flat. In general, the flat ratio was 1.66 to 1 in European cinemas, 1.85 to 1 in the US, and 1.75 in the UK. But what we ended up with was a bit of a nightmare. The likes of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and any film with a ratio of 1.37 to 1, ended up having their heads or feet not showing on the screen. Because the cinema was no longer using just the 1.37 to 1 ratio, the projectionist would have to sit close to the projector and rack up the picture, or down, as the scene required. In today's digital world, any 1.37 to 1 ratio film is electronically placed in the center of a flat frame, so you end up with the full film with black sides on the screen. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is a masterpiece of filmmaking. What Disney did in 1937 was groundbreaking. I have seen it many times over the years. The drawn animation is still a lot better than some recent animated features, but that is another story for another day. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is a fantastic 5-star movie, and is as enjoyable as it was 88 years ago when it was first released.